All right, TJ, thanks so much. This morning on The Job, although the unemployment rate continues to tick downward and the economic outlook is improving, the job market is still one of the most competitive we've really ever seen. So if you're out there looking for a job, how can you set yourself apart from the competition? It's a good question, and Bill Driscoll is the New England District President for the staffing firm Robert Half International. You're joining us here to talk about some great advice for job seekers. So let's first of all talk about the hiring picture in Rhode Island. Are you really starting to see companies hiring more right now?
It's definitely improving. I mean, it's slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Having said that, that's progress. And, unemployment is as low as it's been since August of 2009 in Rhode Island. So we're moving in the right direction.
All right, so we know spring is a really busy time for certain kinds of positions. What do you think are some of the hot positions out there right now that might be open and available?
Well, obviously tax season is upon us, so we're preparing for tax, extra administrative work, extra accounting work. Hospitality starts to heat up as the weather gets nicer, so human resources folks that can train and hire those kinds of people as well.
So if we think that the job market is starting to improve, then why do you think it's still so critical that people who are looking for a job really try to stand out above the crowd?
Right. Well, with unemployment in the 11s in Rhode Island, there's a deep talent pool, so you need to do everything you can to stand out and get that opportunity.
All right, so you've come up with a list of 5 ways that job seekers can really set themselves apart, and some of these are pretty interesting. The first one you say is the elevator pitch. What does that mean?
Well, if you get that opportunity, if you're in an elevator literally, or if you get an opportunity at a conference or a networking event next to a decision maker, what's your 30-minute advertisement on yourself? How can you tell them exactly who you are and why you'd add value to their organization?
So you should already have it in your head ready to go.
You should practice it. You should be ready to go.
All right. What about conduct a resume review? What does that mean?
Well, when somebody looks at your resume, it needs to be your advertisement in writing. No gaps, no spelling errors, no grammatical errors. There's going to be a large stack of them, so your 2 or 3 minutes of review has to be good.
All right, and what about getting social? I think we pretty much know what that means nowadays. Social networking, so important.
LinkedIn is adding 1 member per minute.
Wow.
Make sure that you have your profile there, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure there's nothing inappropriate on there because decision makers will be searching there.
All right, and number 4 on your list is kind of obvious. Do your homework, but finally, follow up. What is the appropriate way nowadays to follow up?
I still recommend the old handwritten note.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, email is great, but, a handwritten note is something that's going to make you stand out. When you get your mail, you get all the bills. You always go for the smallest one first, right? So a handwritten note within 2 weeks, preferably immediately after an interview.
A lot of successful leaders have credited the handwritten note for much of their success in life, so great tip. Thank you so much for joining us on the set this morning. We appreciate all the tips, and if you want to learn more information about how to stand out with your job search, just head to foxprovidence.com.